I think everyone has psychic powers. They just don't realize it, Yuya thinks. This Yuya has taken over his parents' liquor store and turned it into a convenience store. This Yuya has psychic powers. Or rather, he thinks he has. For example, if someone is suffering from an illness, if Yuya concentrates and thinks, the illness will be cured. However, after that, Yuya suffers greatly. His chronic stomach pains get worse. Yuya believes that the more incurable the illness, the greater the burden on Yuya, and that it may even put his own life in danger. Yuya realized this ability after watching a movie called The Green Mile. In the movie, a big black man heals a dying rat and a woman with a brain tumor. Just as Yuya was thinking that it would be nice to be able to do something like that, a small incident happened to him. His adorable 6-year-old daughter Ai was crying loudly. When he asked her what had happened, she said her goldfish had died. He thought she had probably forgotten to feed it, so he said, "I'll buy you another one, Ai-chan," but she wouldn't stop crying. Yuya wondered if that was the case, and placed the motionless goldfish in his palm, and prayed to it in the toilet. And lo and behold, the goldfish started twitching. Yuya's stomach ached, but Ai, watching the goldfish swimming happily in the tank, was delighted. "Wow, Dad, you're a goldfish doctor." From that day on, Yuya was convinced of his own psychic powers. A little while later, Yuya went to the hospital to get a diagnosis for his chronic stomach ulcer. In a frightening coincidence, he met Akiko, a girl he had admired since high school. Akiko was in a wheelchair. She looked very weak and was being pushed by a girl who looked just like Akiko, about middle school age. "I had surgery, but I don't know if it will cure me. It's stomach cancer. I'm glad I got to see you again after so long, Yuya." His daughter was sobbing behind him. Akiko was an unfortunate woman, and her parents had already passed away, and she had apparently broken up with her husband after various issues. While living with her daughter, she was attacked by a nightmare-like illness. He wanted to somehow cure her. He loved Akiko so much that it still hurts to think about her, and he wanted to somehow cure her. Yuya was willing to die. He thought to himself, "Shall we talk again after such a long time?" As he said this, Yuya prayed with all his heart while pushing Akiko's wheelchair instead of his daughter. An hour later, Yuya's stomach ulcer worsened, and he vomited a lot of blood and collapsed. A month later, after hovering between life and death, Yuya was finally discharged from the hospital. He was at the hospital's taxi stand with Ai and his wife. Just then, Akiko and her daughter, looking much more energetic than ever, pass by, greet Yuya and the others with big smiles and nods.